Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday, the 22nd of February, and I guess this is kind of a vlog, but it's basically going to be my whole process of the definition of love coming together. Now, I didn't originally have this idea at the start of the process, so like the brainstorming process and everything like that. So I guess I'll just talk you through that now. Basically, the definition of love is a book about the reality of anxiety, depression, self-harm, and there's basically just a lot of contemporary issues within it, and I think that's obviously what makes it a contemporary book. And it's going to be a new adult / adult book because of the content that is going to be in the book, and I also feel like I am quite mature, so my audience is always going to be like new adult / adult. That basically just means 18 and over, because there are usually a lot of references to sex in my novels, and there's usually quite a lot of swearing, and I think it's mainly the reality of everything, like anxiety, depression, self-harm. They are going to be quite graphic in the definition of love, and suicide as well, because that's obviously quite a big part in TDOL. And so yeah, and I actually got this idea when I got the idea for this novel when I was in a bit of a dark place myself with anxiety. I was dealing with a friend that had depression, and everything was just kind of rushing down the hill. Everything was too much for me to handle, and that is how I came up with the idea for the definition of love. Obviously, as the process gets more, obviously as I go through the year and and finish my outline, start writing, and then go on to edits. Basically the whole process I am going to film, and you will see like little snippets of how I outline, because I show it quite a lot on my Instagram and Tumblr, but I talk about it on here, but I don't show it. But however, on Tumblr and Instagram I actually show it, and so I wanted to do that on here. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very tired right now, and I actually need to end this clip and go to bed. But yeah, I am really excited for this, because at the end of this year you will have seen me hopefully finish the outline and finish the first draft. It is going to be well over, I reckon it's going to be between 90k and 120k, so it's going to be a long novel, but as I keep saying it, it's a standalone within a series, because the series is basically in this fictional village called Upfield Ridge, and all of the characters in all of the books live there. But every single book there are different characters and different storylines, different plots, different subplots, And I'm not entirely sure yet, but some of the characters may like start meeting each other, but I'm not entirely sure how I'd make that work. I think it would have to be a case of all of the different characters having their own stories first and then start like morphing their stories together in later books. I currently have the definition of love, the definition of happiness, the definition of addiction. I currently have 3 book ideas for this series. I'd quite like to aim for around 7 or 8, so the 7 to 9 mark. I think it's going to be a hefty series because essentially all of the books are going to have their own characters and their own storylines and plots, and it's going to take years for the whole series to like come into place. And I have been thinking about Camp NaNoWriMo and NaNoWriMo, and I think what's going to happen is that for every 30k word, basically I have to write at least 30k words in a month, so that's going to be 4 months if it ends up being about 120k. I'm hoping to start May, June time. I hope to finish the outline by the end of April, and then I would like to give myself a break from the outline and then get back to it like June, July sort of time. And I think I'll probably start it in June, and then for Camp NaNoWriMo in July, that will be the TDOL will be the project that I focus on, and I think my goal then will be like 35k words. It honestly depends on like where I'm at that point. And then for NaNoWriMo, hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't actually know yet, but I guess you'll find out later on in the year, because we've got quite a way away. We've got quite a way to go until NaNoWriMo this November, which does excite me. But first, Camp NaNoWriMo, and I will not be participating. Actually, I would say I'm not going to be participating in Camp NaNoWriMo in April. But I think what I will probably do is count however many words there are in my outline, and that will contribute to Camp NaNoWriMo in April, because there is a very special birthday at the end. It's not mine, it's just someone else's, and I also feel like, you know, exams and everything are going to be around then, and I don't want to put any extra pressures on myself in April. So that is it for this vlog clip. I'm not entirely sure if these are going to be weekly or monthly. I think I might go monthly, that might be the best. We will see, but I'm sure there will be more vlog clips coming your way. It is a very beautiful day today. Hi everyone, it is currently the 24th of February. It is Saturday, and this weekend my siblings are both away, so I am the only one. I'm the only like child here. Not really a child anymore, but you know, I'm still under 18, so I class as a child. Obviously my parents are still here. My dad had work this morning. There was actually a reason that I came on here. to talk to you, and that is of course the definition of love. And last night I came to the conclusion that Colton needs a friend. And originally I was just gonna like add in a character for that, but now I'm not entirely sure what I want to do, whether I'm just going to use one of the characters I already have and like have Colton and let's just say Gabe. For example, if I just say that Colton and Gabe went to primary school together and now Gabe doesn't go to college but Colton does and they're still friends. I'm not entirely sure. I just feel like adding in another character would I feel like adding in another character would be useless because first of all I have all of the characters that I need in order for the book to be fully developed, and I feel like adding in another character now, what I'm outlining is basically just, why would I do that to myself? I think, like I said, I'm just going to make it so Colton and Gabe were friends in like primary school and secondary school, and now Gabe isn't in college but Colton is. I feel like that might work. But then there is like a part of the book, well, the majority of the book, you don't really get to see him, and I was hoping that I could like add Gabe into the first part a bit more and make it so it seems that Colton and Gabe are friends, and then like part 2 things happen between Gabe and Nellie. In part 2 things happen between Gabe and Nellie, and Gabe gets fired from his job because he is a lifeguard and he breaks the rules, I guess, and that is why he's fired, I guess. I don't really want to say too much about it because it might not happen, but I think for this Colton's friend problem that I currently have, I think the best thing for me to do is add Gabe in the first part, like somewhere, and make it seem that they are friends and they are friendly with each other, and that is Gabe's good side. I do want to show that Gabe is a good person because part 2 onwards it is perceived that he's not. So I kind of want the relationship between Gabe and Lenny to be like bad, and then the relationship between Colton and Gabe be good. So it kind of, I don't know. And I guess I think with Colton and Gabe it's going to be challenging because of Colton's condition, and yeah, it's just a bit confusing right now because I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, and I feel like I need to read through part 1's outline and add Gabe in, so it is perceived that, what's the word when you like what is that word? I don't know, but I feel like because of Lenny's relationship with Gabe, because Lenny and Gabe's relationship is perceived as bad, and then Colton's and Gabe's relationship is perceived as good, I feel like that good side of him is gonna like show and tell readers that he is a good person, and I can't think of the word, but I will probably remember it as soon as I turn the camera off, and I'll probably come back and then forget it. But that is the current problem, and I think that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show like the two sides of Gabe, his good and bad side. So the bad side with Lenny and then the good side with Colton, because I think what I'm going to do is make it so he helps Colton, and yeah, and I'm talking about it and not actually doing anything about it, which I am going to go and do now. And as you can see, I am all make-upped up and my hair is kind of done. I just brushed through it because my hair was curly yesterday, so I just brushed through it and I'm like, it looks fine. And I am also dressed, and I quite like this jumper that I'm wearing, and it is a lovely sunny day out. So hopefully I will actually get out at some point this afternoon, because I would really like that. It is now about I have no clue what's going on right now. My hands are so cold. Right. It is now about 5:45 and it's still the 24th of February, and oh my god, where has the time gone? I literally have a trip, not next week, but the week after. And I'm actually getting quite worried about it. But it's only like 3-4 days, which I guess is okay because it's not like a full week, which eases my anxiety about it. Okay, it is now 5:45, still the 24th of February. I filmed my last clip about around 1, and it's obviously a lot later now. I have been out. It looks like I haven't moved, but I have been out. And I've had to chuck my blanket over my chair. It's not the only blanket I own, fortunately. This is just my purple one. And I put it on my chair because my chair was a bit cold. So I just thought, you know, I'll just chuck this on it and it makes it look a little bit better rather than you having to see those horrible jumpers all the time. And I think what I am going to do now is go through some secrets of a singer edits, and go through my SOAS edits, well not edits but like edit. I'm currently on chapter 51, that's the next chapter I have to do, so I've gotten 50 out of 66 chapters outlined, but I still have quite a way to go. It's a very thick manuscript at the moment. It's quite a long one, and yeah, I think this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to try and get chapters 51 and 52 done because that'd be really nice, and then I'm going to, I don't know what I'm actually going to do, but yes, earlier on I did go through my definition of, I did go through that outline, and I added a few bits in that made it seem that Gabe was a good person. He is a good person, by the way. It's just his anger just seems to take over his job and get him fired for abuse towards a co-worker. And I feel like there's a lot of there will be a lot of graphic scenes in the definition of love, which is why I have said this before, but that's why it is new adult / adult fiction. Don't worry, I don't it's not that bad, it doesn't sound that bad. It's just there's a lot of there's a lot of talk about depression, anxiety, suicide. That's quite a big one, a big topic in the definition of love, and yeah, it's really exciting, and I think I'm going to get to this edit that I need to do, and I am then going to move on to my outline for the definition of love. Hi everyone, it is the 25th of February today. It is a Sunday and it's currently 5 o'clock, and I'm not having my tea until a little bit later because I actually had naan bread and half a share pack of crisps at about 3 p.m. and that sounds like my tea is started. But anyway, I am just about to sort through my outline for the definition of love, and then I'm actually going to actually look at my outline on the computer, on my laptop, which I should probably get up now. And while that loads up, I thought I would kind of show you what I like to do before I start outlining. So I currently have this in my TV. It's San Andreas. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the movie. It's just very geographically incorrect, which is why I don't watch it that often. But I'm just going to put it on in the background while I outline. And I've got my folder full of those exciting little pieces of paper which help me outline, and then my laptop is obviously on my desk, which I will be flipping between. So because I set up pieces of paper in order on my bed, and then I turn around every single time I need to refer to the things in here. And this isn't just the folder for the definition of love. I also keep important information for AR in here as well, which is the novel that I'm giving a break for the time being, and then when I feel ready I will get back to it and start the editing process. And that also reminds me, I also need to work on maybe one chapter of SOAS today. Maybe while I watch Dancing on Ice later, I will try and get one chapter edited, and then that's one step closer to the finishing goal. I was kind of hoping to get it done by the end of the month, but because that's next Wednesday for me, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I think I will need another week in March to do that. Maybe I'll try and get it done before I go away with college, which is exciting, and I haven't talked about it because I don't want to. And yeah, I'm now going to set my outline up, and then I'm going to start outlining, and I might show you a little bit of my process, actually showing you. I'm now actually going to press play on San Andreas and get to this. It is currently 6 o'clock. It's still the 25th of February, and this is what my bed currently looks like. You can't really see it, but I've got all my different, not my different parts, but this is all part 2. This is the beginning, middle, and then we have the end. And I'm currently on chapter 9. Dancing on Ice is about to start. and I believe I started on chapter 6 today, so I've gotten quite a bit done already, and I'm really happy with the progress I've made. And I am still eating my tea because I'm just trying to eat a bit more slowly. But it's turning out to be a lot slower than I would have liked. But yes, Dance Night is about to start, so I'm gonna go and I'll see you at some point, either later on today or later on this week. It is now 7:10 and I managed to get up to chapter 11, and I'm really pleased with that because I thought I would finish at chapter 10, but I decided to finish at chapter 11 because I needed to throw in a particular scene and that required another chapter, so I'm really pleased with that. And I'm now actually gonna stop. I'm gonna tidy up everything on my bed. I mean, to be fair, it's not that messy. I do have my pink pen and all of these and my folder here. I'm going to tidy that up. I think I'm then going to get into my pyjamas because I'm at a particular point in my day where I'm quite tired, and most of the time when I'm tired I also get quite anxious, so I'm going to call it a day now and I'm just going to rest for the rest of the evening, and then I'll be going to bed in a few hours. And that is all for today.